With regard to the staff that puts on the Cheez-It Bowl, and and I'm lucky enough to be able to deal with them every year because we have the spring meetings down here, and then they have the summit, and so I get to see these guys once a year, no matter what, and so they have a lot of experience in really hosting people and events, and you can tell, and it's very smooth, and they do a great job.
In studying the way the Air Force runs the triple option over the last few weeks, have you gained maybe an appreciation for the way they run that system?
I guess, yeah, but I've always had a pretty high appreciation for it. So again, it's something I've always appreciated, been impressed with. When I first got into coaching, it's an offense that I appreciated.
Is there anything they do differently when it comes to the triple option? Do they have their own twist on it?
Everybody's got a little something, and then they're kind of pop passing it, I guess, a little more than maybe some of the teams that do.
Coach, I'm sorry, I just got one question for you as far as the opposite side. Their head coach has I think, an affinity for some of the same things you do, but he says you've never been able to cross paths, and you guys might be on the bucket list of teams he'd like to visit in the offseason. He said he wrote a thesis paper on the Nez Perce tribe that obviously has roots in the Northwest. Do you get anything from just being able to talk non-football and then a little bit of football with coaches? And how excited are you, I guess, to have that pregame talk with him before you guys go head-to-head?
Well, it's a short talk, and then we're kind of preoccupied, so it's not kind of to the extent that either of us would like, I don't think. But I'd like to know more about the Nez Perce, and I know a little about them, and I'm picking up things, being up there in Pullman all the time. And of course, I wrote a book on Geronimo, which Geronimo was down this direction, and and I've been interested in Native American culture since I was a child, and so the fact that Coach Calhoun is, which I didn't realize, would definitely be interesting, and I'd love to talk to him about it. Of course, he's from Oregon, so Chief Joseph and his father were born there, and I've been to their birthplace, and of course we got the Snake River and the Sweetwater and the Salmon River all right there, and so no, it's a great setting. There'd be a lot to learn and pick up there if if all of a sudden you pull away from football long enough.
When did Gordon first get on your radar?
We were looking for a quarterback. He was kind of overlooked out of high school. He was smaller then, and then, but qualifier and all those things. Went to San Francisco City, had a great career there, and we were looking for a quarterback. And then, of course, he had another year left. But then, fortunately for us, he decided to come to Washington State, and he's gotten better and better throughout the time he's been there.
What do you think is the main about this kind of season?
Well, he's always had a good arm, but then he's a smart guy, and I think he sees the field really well. I think two things I think he does better than most people is I think he sees the field better than most people, and the other thing is the ball comes off his hand really quickly, and with him getting it there just a little sooner than you have the chance to get more yards after the catch.
Coach,
Yeah.
you obviously recruit air raid players on offense, so what has it been like watching those players try to execute the triple option in practice on the scout team?
They've done a pretty good job, I mean, that's the challenge with scout teams. You try to get them to come as close to duplicating what you're going to see as possible, but they're never able to do it quite as good as the team you're going to face, because the team you're going to face does it all the time, and they're doing it with the best players they have, at those various positions. But no, they've had some fun with it, doing different stuff.
Gordo is obviously 600 or so yards away from breaking that single-season passing record, but he has been, whenever he's asked about it, he really deflects to his receivers for that stat instead of himself. What do you think that just says about him, that he wants to talk more about the receivers than passing yards?
Well, that he understands how offense works. I mean, you know, those linemen have a big role, the running backs have a big role, and the receivers have a big role. And, you know, and his role is to organize that effort and feature the best abilities of all of them, and that's what's key.
Do you think he can throw for 600 yards tomorrow night?
I don't know. You know, I think that's a tall order. I think the focus is just going to be to, you know, to stack up first downs and score, you know. So, and then we'll see where that takes us, because that's how we got in this position in the first place.
What would it mean to you to win back-to-back bowl games for the first time in this program's history?
It'd be extremely good. I think that's definitely a distinction that's important to all of us.
Do you think that's kind of a next step for this program as a whole?
Yeah, we want to keep achieving and improving.